My name is Eric. I am a head lecturer at the University of Auckland, the beautiful University of Auckland. I am here in New Zealand. I have been a lecturer here for 18 years now. I did a BA in history. I then did a master's in history. I then did a doctorate in history. I just love history. I've been here for I did my first PhD. I finally completed my PhD after 9 years of study. Then I did another PhD in medicine. And it wasn't so helpful, but I did it anyway. I have become infamous in the media recently for having an outstanding student loan debt, which I haven't paid off, and it's apparently broken records in terms of their various figures, and it has been tough, but I look at that as a separate aspect of my life. As when I come into Auckland University, it is a whole new academic world, and nothing else matters. It's just the study, and it's just about learning, and as Plato would say, one of the great men of all time, one of the men I look up to, it's coming out of that dark cave into light and getting an education, and that's the most important thing. So it is now, out of further ado, there's no other title that I can go with who I'm about to present to you. She is a force to be reckoned with in the academic world. She has completed her doctorate degree in history, particularly focusing on Plato and Socrates, and Plato and Socrates' relations to New Zealand and the various aspects of that. There's no other way I can introduce this legend, this absolute trailblazer in the academic world. This is Gwenda.
Oh my, you're far too kind. Hello, I'm Gwenda Thorpe, and I'm all the way here visiting abroad, studying abroad, and furthering my studies, my PhD. I'm here from the University of Cambridge, so it's a very lovely place, Auckland University. I really love it, and the atmosphere, the people, so lovely. So I love history, you know, what's not to love? I love every aspect of history, even my mother's history, and I love asking her questions like what time she was born, where she was born, how humid the hospital room was, how moist her body was coming out of her mother's fresh room. It just intrigues me. I just love it. And you know, I know all those specific details, but I won't go into too much detail because that's a bit private, and then Mum gets a bit embarrassed every time we talk about it. I don't know why, because it's so fascinating. And anyway, I just love history. I've studied it for almost 15 years, not as long as Professor Eric over here, in which I admire. Like, hats off to you for studying that long. Like, hats off. But you know, it's my goal. I want to make a world record of the longest studier. I want to study until I'm 84.
Part of being a university lecturer at the University of Auckland and any university alike throughout the world in the 21st century requires a certain level of skill in attaining the attention span of the student. And what us university lecturers, professors, and other various university personnel alike are grappling with today is trying to find out how to attain the attention span of the student. And this is decreasing constantly due to various aspects such as social media, the internet, etc. And what we're really trying to find ways in doing is to keep the attention span. And many of my colleagues are saying that why not make the PowerPoints more entertaining, more gripping, more humorous. And one of my colleagues actually introduced me memes, and in particular cat memes. So for example, I have a Plato PowerPoint here, and what I've simply done is I've inserted a cat meme reading newspaper and reciting one of Plato's most famous quotes. Knowledge which is acquired under compulsion obtains no hold on the mind. Plato. And that is just simply hilarious. The students are going to identify there's a cat, and then there's some actual academic content, and they're going to go berserk. The attention spans are going to increase, and overall grades should increase in the amount of A's I get. So it's just so effective.
You know, I really love memes. Just looking at that meme has really sparked my meme stations. And would you mind if I shared a few?
Go for it.
Alright, so let me just think of a few of my favourite memes. You know, students love these things. Oh yeah, so I remember one time I went to a burger bar with one of my students, and I said to the waitress, can I have a cheeseburger? And my student just found that hilarious, because that's, you know, can I have a cheeseburger is that little kitty meme, and it's a very popular one of the kids nowadays. Another few of my favourite memes. I just need to think of them in context because they're so random. Okay, say, oh no, I have a test today. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. That's a good one. University fees are so expensive. This is why aliens don't visit us. Or I know, when it's raining on a university day, you go, one does not simply go to university without an umbrella. You know, so just a few of my favourites.
Well, without further ado, I think we should give the camera crew a tour around our daily schedule and routine. So let's head off now.
Hey, Rick, do you think that after we film everything, do you think that can I has a cheeseburger?
Let's go.
Okay. And then I told him that he should do it. Isn't that funny?
So we're just doing some of the blocking for the lecture on Thursday with Gwenda here, and I normally stand behind the desk, but what I found with these students is that you've got to connect with them and you've got to break the fourth wall, so I stand out in front of the desks. So Gwenda, if you could stand here for the blocking. Actually, no, I don't like that. So normally, like I said before, I do practice my lectures because I like to be prepared for them and have a nice flow. So I'm just going to start off the lecture. We're going to practice the introduction for Thursday's lecture. I'm going to start off with my usual Jim Jam, and then you are going to come into the shop. I'm going to introduce you to the class and have a talk about yourself and the content of history, okay? Good morning, everyone. My name is Eric Rick. Welcome to semester 2. I am your history lecturer for this semester. Alright, today we're going to be talking about the test that we're going to be doing today. No, I'm just kidding, that's not today, that is another week. What if there actually was a test? I got you guys. So today I'm going to be talking about history, and in particular global history. But before we do that, I've got to show you someone who has come all the way from the UK, the University of London, and she is going to be talking to you about herself and her various focuses on history.
Surprise class. Did you see me there? So, hello, my name is, should I say my name? Should I say my name?
Yeah, do what you want.
Alright, my name is Gwenda Thorpe. I'm all the way from the UK, as mentioned by Professor Eric Rick. And actually I don't come from the University of London, I actually come from Cambridge. I'm just going to be giving a bit of background history. So I actually have many PhDs. I have 2, majored in history, ancient history, and I'm actually studying a 3rd PhD, and I'm now doing, I'm specialising in history in British culture, and it's my passion. You know, I have a huge student debt of 100,000. I don't even know how much dollars, but you know, and money is so insignificant when it comes to the power of the universe, the power of knowledge, all concentrated into one being.
Oh, I love it.
Yes,
Okay, that's really good. Now I just need you to, after you've done that brief introduction of yourself, I really need you to get into the history and your specific major or your specific knowledge, and I want you to address the various historical focuses for this semester. And just start with that book. I think you've got a book there. Just talk about that and do what you do, and just do that in front of the class.
Okay. Yeah. So class, today I'm going to be doing a run through of my favourite aspect of history, and that is my ancestors. As you can tell, I'm from the UK. I specialise in United Kingdom history and specialised in the British land, obviously. So I brought my two favourite books. Shall I just show these now?
Yeah, go for it.
So these are horrible histories. I recommend. They're very engaging, very.
So I appreciate that for a bit of humour, but is that an academic resource? Would that be academic? Is this just a joke for the
No, I did a thesis on this. I mean, I didn't get it. You know, grades don't matter. You know, if you love history, you love it, and I pursue it. Right?
Slightly controversial, but continuous work.
Well, I love horror stories. This one is called Blitzed Brits, and this is all about, nuclear things. What really happened in Dad's army, how to make a rude noise with a gas mask. Why the Blitzed Brits are ate chicken, fruit, sinkers, and nutty. This one is called, this is my favourite one, it's called The Balmy British Empire. So, I'm just going to read the back of this now.
I'm just going to intervene here now, thank you. The University of Auckland is paying for you to come here. That is not an academic resource, and you're not a primary teacher. So if you could just do me the favour of not bringing that to the lecture on Thursday. Thank you. So if you could just put that down. All right, class. So we'll continue with this lecture now. Thank you. Thank you very much. Cool. My methods of lecturing at this level have been slightly controversial. I have had various feedback from students saying that you're too boring, you speak too monotone, but history is not supposed to be this flamboyant subject with various emphases on words. It's a very serious topic, so I like to convey that through the way I present myself. And I also like to say what I think. As you saw an example there, I talked to Gwenda in a very authoritative way, but I'm not going to hold back from that. So university isn't always serious. We like to have fun. One of the things that we do in our spare time, if we're not in the staff room planning lectures, is I'll read a book sequence, one of the codes. I'll place it back on the shelf. I'll say the code. And what Gwen has to do, she has to find it. And we normally do out of 10. Whoever gets the most or first to 10 wins.
I'm winning so far, just saying. I'm winning.
It must be the Cambridge study. But I'm just going to read out one of the codes and Gwen's going to find it and prove how good she is.
What?
What do you use this?
Really not. Here I go.
Close your eyes. B99.0B.2.
419.190.
declares that Gwenda is stage fright because she is wrong here.
No, this is the right book I chose.
Just because you have two PhDs doesn't mean
It does.
it's right.
I chose the right one.
You're wrong.
I chose a history book. I like history.
So what I'm about to do now is I'm just about to go over and talk to a student that I believe dropped out one of my courses for semester 2 for History 107, and I'm just going to clarify things with her, ask her why she made the decision she did, and we're just going to gain closure from that, and it will help me, you know, as feedback for how I structure and do my courses. Hi.
Hi.
Is your name Clara?
Yes, that's me.
Right. Sorry. I've just come over here just in regards to the fact that you may have dropped out one of my semester 2 history courses.
History 107?
Correct.
Yes, I did.
Why is that?
Well, I just didn't really think it was for me. No, not meaning to take any offence at all. I just didn't really think it was going to be going down my alley.
How's uni going for you?
It's been pretty hectic week this week, but...
So, the reason why I've just done that, it may look a little bit ludicrous, but there was no way out of that situation. She put me in a very awkward position, and I've never been really good at ending conversations as well, so I didn't want any verbal inconsistencies or anything like that, and I guess the only thing I could do was stop, drop and roll, and I had to do that.